defensive side. I like this setup though, at least starting on the defense with KJ and Asher. We spoke a little bit about it in our first best of 3 and how effective it can be to combo those ultimates.
Speaking of comboing, it's going to be a big combo of util over towards that A site. Sully, Astra, and KJ. That's a dangerous duo to have together.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I was only talking about the ultimates, but then you kind of look at the utility to have swarms, grab wheels, nova pulses, and in combo with alarm bot and information. It's a plethora of damage that can happen in such early stages, and the combination of both can really just put an end to any execution, and it looks like that could be the effect here.
Oh, look at this. JMO gets pressured out by Mina, and Mina still isn't... Wait, is Mina still on dead? It's Cairo and Sev going down instead, and that massive rush in from the bathroom side, well, the defenders end up taking the dub from it.
Look at what it's done to ookers. Now they've got to slow things down. That crazy TP play and push down through short, opening things up quickly for FPL-C, and Mina's going to have to try and adjust. The Sheriff in hand, the turret. No one's going to swing off of it. Turret makes contact. ookers just has to sit back, await. He knows the turret's going to take the first shots. Might go for a jiggle here, but it really is up to Mina to try and find an opening, allow access towards short. But again, turret's still in position. It does get broken, so the info's not going to be relayed if a player pushes up short. So Scuba kind of going to have to go off of instinct here. As the recon bolt pings out a little bit of information. But 30 seconds left. ookers are going to start to rotate after losing so much control, and taking time to clear out these angles is going to buy even more time for FPL-C.
The anticipation. That shock dart going in. Scourge in a great position. A little bit scrappy, but still able to get the kill. Trill! What on earth? And Oner is coming in with yet another shocking kill. What on earth is going on? 4 seconds left. Trill needs to get this kill, and it's not going to happen. The player in Hookah could just run away. Trill could have planted, but the danger of Scuba just being in that position was all too dangerous. And look at this, Sully. The death coming in right after time. Doesn't really matter. Still get that cash back anyways. But yeah, just disastrous.
That's kind of what I was worried about. It's like, if Trill doesn't go down after the time goes out, he's not going to have any credits left over. But ookers decides, okay, I'm going to take the kill, get the ult point. It's a nice trade-off, I think. So Trill able to get a couple of exits. Obviously, the pistol round, it's not going to harm too much the economy. But Scourge, who found 2 in the last, is going to elect to force a Phantom here. So they're going heavy into this round here, Gus. They're looking to get a quick second round, create a bonus for the third, and Scourge is going to make this first contact. Nate to help support, but it's JMO instead who finds first blood.
JMO can keep going, still aggressing, catching off Trill. Certainly getting more. Kyra around the corner. Ochilla lit. JMO can just get himself a nice little 4K, but Physic is there. Steal away at least one of them. So, yeah. No, light and easy round. 2-0 for now.
No casualties is probably going to be the biggest factor. ookers finding himself 3 so far in the first 2 rounds. Puts him pretty close, at least to the lockdown. So a lot of early ult points gathered up here by both sides. Trill only 2 up the Cosmic Divide. We probably won't see any of those effect in this round, but I imagine in the next round we should see some ults come out, especially if JMO can get that Blade Storm, save up for an operator, kind of pivot back on that if they lose this round. But for now, ookers, heavy B fight incoming as the engagement looks to be very, very heavy. Recon Bolt will buy them some information. Look at the position that JMO's taken. He's not going to get pinged out by that by the Recon Bolt, but he's still going to rotate back over with his team.
That shock dart lineup hits right at the arch. Ends up bouncing down, but not exactly catching off anyone just yet. It's going to be the action over towards Long instead.
Oh, wow.
And Trail ends up catching up too. Cairo with another one. ookers mounting on the pressure. And it's Scuba that has to dive his way out. It's a 1v3. Sev still waiting up over in Hookah, and the double stars are there. Gravwell can certainly stop this whole pressure. But it was actually Trill to get that first contact, and Sev with the follow-up. 1 round back for ookers, and that was, again, that round could have went many, many ways, Sully.
Definitely could have. I mean, especially that long engagement. It's whoever can get the better trades, whoever's able to collect the kills. But in a long range engagement like that with Spectres and you're taking the swing, you're the ones walking into the angle. It's super risky, it's super dangerous, and especially if ookers are going to hold the Phantoms, the likelihood of you winning that fight isn't going to be too great. But again, bonus round just for FPL-C. Here is going to be their full bind. There's that op picked up by JMO. Don't know here if they're going to go straight for the ult orb. It doesn't look like it. So ookers might try and punish that fact. However, JMO sitting back on the operator. Owl drone goes out. He's going to get spotted and forced off the angle. So ookers, with just a single owl drone, going to take a whole lot of map control towards B long. But look on the other side of the map, Gus. 2 players from FPL-C have pushed all the way down short.
It's an awkward scenario for most of the players for FPL-C here on site. So much blank space, so much empty pressure that is just forcing these players to just throw out util.
Right.
And ookers, they haven't really set foot on any of these choke points. Still just waiting out. And FPL-C, they could just keep throwing money, keep throwing util at the situation until finally ookers ends up making a move. And the move is a Cosmic Divide.
Yeah, I really like this play as well from ookers. Despite throwing down the Cosmic Divide, they're not necessarily going to push forward. There's still that opportunity to take that TP, and it looks like FPL-C as well are maybe anticipating that. JMO with a clean shot and a second frag, so even if they wanted to bail, there wouldn't be enough manpower. Thankfully, they clean up. 3 kills nice and easy. Trill, it would bring things back to a 4v2, but given the stance, and given the players on the site and the crossstars being held, it'll be a difficult site to open up even now in a 1 versus 4.
Light from Physic at the end, catching himself a couple more. So not too much action here, Sully. We haven't had the close rounds that we were kind of hyping up at the very beginning, but there's a big reason why. Look at the stat page here, Sully. 7 kills on Trill. The player right next to him, only 1 singular kill. So it's not looking all too great for the overall Ooker side.
It's early days, though. Give them a little bit of hope.
Very early.
Yeah, especially now you take this moment, right? It's an eco round. Obviously, the goal is if you can win it, it'll be great. But the major goal is, okay, pull some rifles out of their hand. Let's take this round as kind of a mental reset. Kind of scope out where JMO's going to be playing with that op. Because on a map like Vine, that's probably the most worrisome factor, I think, is swinging into an angle and having to go against an operator. And you have no flashes. So the only thing that's going to force him off is either a paint shell or it's going to have to be that hour drone, which we've seen in effect already towards B.
Is the conditioning too. Ookers have just banging out this B site round after round. So really any noise made on this B site would have to be a little bit of an inkling for a rotation. FPL-C hasn't exactly set themselves up for that optimal situation. No fast rotations. Instead, it's just going to be 1 contact. And it's Mina with a wide swing, taking him down. And he gets another one. Mina. A wild 2K, and B-side is theirs.
Yeah, completely open off of a single entry. You take a huge risk playing that headshot angle and knowing that you either get swung headshot or you're able to take the first blood. And with a Phantom, you got to instantly aim at that head. And unfortunately, the lineup just wasn't there. So ookers, off of an eco, this was perfect for them. Nice, slow, and steady. Overwhelming them with numbers. 2 kills is all it took. Well, FPL-C will save. They'll have 3 rifles going from the next. That should at least allow enough for the remaining 2 players to get those drops. But ookers bringing things now within 1, 3-2. The spike ticks down slowly to detonation. Oh.
Oh, thanks, Mochilla. Love you too, bud. Love you too.
So that's kind of interesting because he decides to go down, but you don't get the ult point. So I don't exactly understand what the point of going down is. So I'm trying to think. Maybe he just
awkward scenario.
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't feeling that life. Who knows?
Wasn't feeling it. It is what it is. You can come back harder. Yeah, it just adds to the atmosphere. That's to the kill count. For sure. Currently 4 under his belt. As we head into the next round, though, let's pick things back up. It's Scourge already trying to pick up the tempo. It's Mina all the way deep and short. Scuba watching out for 2 players over in bathroom, actually isolating a 1v1 if he may choose. But didn't exactly see the second person rotate over towards that left side, so can't exactly reaggress. Instead, now leaving JMO as that first contact, which is more than optimal. That op in that position could get them an early pick that they so desperately need. Not only that, but look at that Nebula already set up in short. That stops a whole lot of momentum. And there you go. JMO with a big kill onto Seb. No immediate trade. Physic is just going to take advantage on how slow these players are going in short and just forcing them out with a Hunter's Fury.
Ooh.
Mina, for the 2nd round in a row, has to be the initiator and starts off the round right for the ookers. Mina just got a 3rd. Did you see how tight that angle was? And now Scuba might die too. Scuba's dead to Mina. Mina is still going on an absolute tear. 30 seconds left in the round. And Mina is looking for an immaculate ace. It's all the way out in the open. So tantalizing for those with X-Ray. And now, oh, around the corner. It had to be Odorous, right? But man, oh man, what a round from Mina. Mina single-handedly made that possible.
And no doubt about that. That double entry on top of the double stack box. Okay, then. Nice and clean. The kill, at least, for the side of FPL-C. This should guarantee the lockdown with the defuse. But, man, Mina with a huge quadruple entry, essentially. Almost pulling it out of the bag. 1 headshot is all he needed left over. But crazy angle. Crazy, crazy angle. And even all while he's getting stunned by a Nova Pulse, which is the craziest part. And then his paint shell to take down Scuba for that instant trade. It wasn't enough, unfortunately. Odorous does get the refrag back. Does at least secure FPL-C the 4th round. But you can see both teams' economies and kind of how these rounds, how close they've been and how it's wearing and tearing them down. Neither team is really in a comfortable position. FPL-C maybe in a better of it because of the 1 round where they were able to save 3 rifles. But still, 1 or 2 rounds go the way of ookers and you're going to be in a fully reset round. Maybe even if they lose this round, they could be fully reset. Who knows just yet?
Cage triggered.
Well, let's see it. I'm quite a bit excited now for ookers. I mean, Mina has always been kind of an invigorating player around the scene. All the way back to China Win days, if anything.
Look at both of these extremities. Showers and B long. FPL-C have been one team to retake this B side area as soon as they feel pressure towards A. Last round we saw the jiggle peek from the Sova with Aladrone. And now we're seeing instead JMO taking a very aggressive op angle as info is relayed. They've got a little bit more clearance and a huge showstopper, but neither connect. And instead it's 2 kills back to ookers' favor.
Chilla with an early Hunter's Fury. He's trying to catch a couple of these players rotating back. Does catch Odorous. Just a little bit of damage back in Mochilla with a Guardian. It's like a little body shot to an already crippled Scuba. Works. Mina with the off angle. No way. Mina throwing himself off and Odorous able to get 2 kills. We're turning things back to a 2-on-2. Odorous has made it possible. Cairo now sitting on top of the wall, has the right angle for Odorous. The lockdown is still in. Cairo has to run somewhere. Ends up TPing. JMO going for the defuse. There's a player in bathroom. Has the angle. Mochilla goes for it. And the defuse is still going down. JMO is finally backed out.
He's got it. He's got it.
And he's ninja. He's in the ninja. No way. The cloud burst wasn't enough. Does it a little bit too deep. And Mochilla readjusts himself back over towards triple. Right from behind the cloud burst. 4-3 by the skin of their teeth.
Wow, but these rounds, they are in no way easy for either team. I mean, both ookers and FPL-C have had to fight. Again, that round, it comes down to really milliseconds from both sides, right? If the shot doesn't come out clean enough, next thing you know, FPL-C have got a 5th round here, and ookers are still on 2, but here is that economic bite back where both teams were in kind of disaster. And unfortunately, it's FPL-C who bite the bullets, and it's JMO to go down in the opening seconds of the round. Mochilla, with a great opening, picks up the first, and that was the reaction that we've seen from FPL-C, is to get aggressive on both extremities. And this time, they lose a body over towards B.
Seb going in, knocking down Scuba. Certainly a second. Scourge coming in. At the off time, and there you go. Neural theft going in, revealing the position of Physic. Spike will be able to go down over on the A site. It's really just going to come down to Physic. Going to mount in a little bit of damage. Great round overall, though, Sully from ookers. You know, kind of just had to wait out their turn, and, well, holy.
Hey.
Round isn't done, though.
Exactly.
Good round thus far for ookers. Physic still alive.
Oh,
This man's
no.
a
Oh,
beast. Oh, Physic. All right, he's feeling it. Getting himself 2 out of the 1v4. He's made it possible. Has 2 more individuals to deal with, and it just so happens to be that one of them is low on HP. And look at that shock dart. Could have banged in a little bit more damage, but these 2 players are on the other side of the wall. The Gravwell helping out certainly, and Physic has to go for the fake. There's going to be 2 players around the corner that he has to deal with, and that's easy trade potential. Good stuff from the last 2 players, Trill and Sev. But okay, all right, feeling it at least is Physic. But we continue our action as the rifles will be back in the hands of FPL-C.
You know, every time there's a sheriff clutch, I believe everyone has seen it. The Zachary 1v5 with his sheriff in I think it's Fight Night Club for Valorant. 10-man.
Yeah.
Like, ever since I've seen that, I'm like, dude, you could have a
Always a
sheriff
chance.
and you could be 1 HP, and I'd still believe you could win the round. So you gotta hold your breath, especially when those first few kills came out. I was like, no shot. But ookers, thus far, it's been a good round, and thus far, it's been a good half. So we'll see if that can continue. A quick aggression from Mina, and a very well-timed, apologies, Nova Pulse will clear up that corner, but Mina takes a shot to the leg, but he has so much space collected for the rest of his team.
Space collected, but what can they do with that space?
Exactly.
Would like to think almost absolutely nothing. Nobody was even over towards the long area in the first place. In this case, it's just Order sitting back and short, just watching out for Mina that was stuck in the corner from that ulti.
A very nice punishment, but the thing is, there's still a revive available here for ookers, so if they want to throw the wall down, which they will, get the revive back up, and JMO, he's looking for the punishment, but instead he falls, and there's a follow-up. The snowball effect occurs, and it's just Physic alone on this site with rotations incoming.
Yeah, the rotation is gone, though. It's ookers going back instead, trying to break the angles of FPL-C. And Scourge, he was thinking about it, but he was over towards short. Good angle, gonna be able to get 1. Scuba fast on the rotation back, collecting up 2 more. This round was in the palms of ookers. It seemed like it was theirs. But FPL-C,
30 seconds left.
quick play over on A has shut it all down. Mina now, 1v3. And still keep going. Spotted one on the green box, starting to panic a little bit, for sure. Scuba's still there. Heavy trade potential. Has to go out. Has to get that spike. Only 15 seconds now. No way they can TP. And Mina has no chance. There you go. First contact happens. 2 people swing at the same time. It's almost comedic. It's almost synchronized. FPL-C, however, a 5th round. And that, I mean, a roller coaster, to say the least, Sully.
Yeah, I mean, I think ookers just didn't understand the timing. I think maybe they could have gone a little bit slower. I feel like they were rushing it. You had 40 seconds left after you took that TP to take time, clear angles. And I think the goal was they just wanted to beat the rotation coming out from Scuba. But Scuba, who was mid-rotation when they took the TP, doubles back and is able to pick up a double. So, unfortunate for ookers. They didn't get the timing right, and they end up losing the round because of it. So FPL-C stabilizing once more. We won't see too heavy of a fight for map control from either team. It looks like instead FPL-C from both Showers and Long have decided to desert that area, and they're going to triple up into Hookah to fight for that control. Where in the meantime, Alarmbot reveals a location of at least 1 in towards Showers. Now, how do they plan to react around this? Both players on the A site, Gus, have elected to just hold off a U-Haul. They are willing to give up Showers to play this retake.
It's very sporadic, though, just staying up on that default. And it's mainly FPL-C starting to play up with a little bit more space. JMO has stayed around Hookah for a while. And mainly FPL-C. They've maintained a body or 2 in bathrooms. But no contact yet. No real need to fight. 45 seconds left. Most of ookers is just trying to anticipate what would be a wide rotation. And indeed, it's happening. There's 1 person over towards that A site. Double Hookah. It's quite a weird one.
Well,
30
I think
seconds
at this
left.
point, they're kind of understanding, like, okay, we need to have at least some site presence. So the hop out from Physic was just to check. But having this control, it kind of works in tandem as if you were having Showers control on the A side. It's just another retake option. And At this point, you've got 3 opportunities to make a retake happen. And Physic, who's sitting on the edge of this Nebula, he gets spammed down. And now JMO, who can't take that peek, it's too far of a risk, has got to wait for his team. And they know they've lost Suka, so there goes up the wall. A perfect read from ookers.
Dude, no way they just pull up that wall out of nowhere. JMO just didn't do anything. But of course, that TP becoming super strong. Oh, they lost that control, and now they don't even need to approach. Cairo just taking up so much damage, and it just gets blasted through the tin can. JMO trying to escape from Hookah, but he ends up getting taken down from midair. One more player over towards Long. That was such a big kill for Trill if he had gotten it, but instead it's a kill back for Scuba, and the Hunter's Fury knocking down Scuba. It just leaves Scourge, who was revealed by Mina. Ookers, everything just went right for them.
Yeah, at the very end, it got super, super close, but they had that back pocket Hunter's Fury just in case. And even then, if the Hunter's Fury didn't succeed, there was a second player right there for the trade. But this opening from Physic, how do you even expect a spam there? That's crazy awareness coming out from Ookers. And then to throw the wall up and expect a second, great read coming out from them to close out the round here. And it's 5-5. Things tied up once more. It's FPL-C who are going to be back on an eco, and ookers who have been looking really good on these execs and taking map control away from FPL-C will seem to continue in that fashion. As with these sheriffs, we've seen how FPL-C want to get aggressive. They're going to do the same thing here. Already a quick push from JMO to find something, but a deep owl drone to support Cairo will clear this corner, and I'd imagine give him the kill, but instead it's broken all the way back by Physique towards top of B mid.
Quite awkward. JMO's still going for it. Cairo takes him down. Still has one more right behind him. We'll be getting into a lot of these types of scenarios. Seen a lot of these ecos start to work more and more. Odorous has started things off pretty well. Physic, he got that information back, but nobody here from FPL-C really needs to approach, right? This from Odorous, so dangerous, and that is immediate punishment from Seb. Taking him down, Scourge in the back line. Sharp still with a Sheriff. Taking down Sev, but still man advantage for Ookers.
Yeah.
40 seconds left in the round and no control from FPL-C on site.
And you can see kind of how timid Ookers are in a pistol round like this. Physic,
30 seconds left.
and both JMO who are working the B mid position. With the Cypher down, you now pull players away, so it's primed. It was primed for possibly the Sheriff play from Scuba here on the A site, but it doesn't work out. Recombo reveals they'll be lucky to get away with a couple of kills. 13 seconds left. It actually isn't out of the realm of possibility. However, both players covering. He's going to need a collat here, and he's not going to get it. Trill will make sure Ookers have a 6-5 lead. A guaranteed 6-6, but FPL-C, they've been saving up for this moment, the last round of the half. They will have a strong buy, and not to mention the ultimates that they hold.
The ultimates is probably what's going to make this round even fun. They just have to expend as much util as they can. Last round, just get it all out of the way. This has been a very, you know, kind of uncharacteristic game of Valorant. I know that we said even like, oh, this is going to be a real game of Valorant. This one's going to be fun. But this one has just been a war of economy almost at times.
Most of it,
back and forth.
at least the way I've seen, is it's been how both teams are reacting to map control. So you can see here on the map, at least in the mini map, is that FPL-C, they instead decide, okay, we're going to dance towards showers. We're going to get this map control. Ookers know that they've given up that control, so how do they react? They decide, okay, we're going to fight towards B long. We're going to fight in towards B hookah. Get that control as a trade-off, so we at least net something out of this. And the reason for that is that Ookers, they have a kind of an understanding that this lockdown is going to be played on either site, and they decided to gamble on B, and that's the best place to go. However, Odorous, alarm bot triggers, and he's forced out by the nade. Physic with a double, a huge trade, and Scourge, they were trying to push the issue, but Scourge finds a third in the middle of the bomb site for a 3v2. Revival available to make it a 3v3.
All right, thank you for the explanation. We can come back into it. 3v3. This should be fun. JMO, the last time they attempted this, he had no clue who was on the other side of the wall, and he absolutely got picked down. Still going for it, though. Scourge. Not a lot of space on site has been cleared. He just has to launch out the showstopper. There's nobody there. a player in elbow alongside a flank. The flank gets covered. Now it's only those 2 players in elbow. A lineup for Trill and Cairo. Now it's JMO in a 1v2 from midair. Cairo went for the fake peek to force JMO off the spike, but JMO gets the pick. He's all too sharp again and again and again. Tie scoreline going into the second half.
Crazy double kill coming out from JMO. The second flick is outstanding. And this is the lineup. This should have been the round of ookers, right? But JMO picks up the first, fakes out a tap, or takes a tap, and then brings out a swing. Cairo overextends a little bit too much, and FPL-C are able to tie things up. And it looked like it was a promising round, right? Not to mention that double kill, but you had the flank from Mochilla, but I think his timing was a little bit off. If you want to go for a peak like that from Hookah, you need your 2 teammates already stuck in elbow to make that contact. And unfortunately, the timing, he maybe swung a second too early in FPL-C. They took advantage, and that's how they were able to get that kill, despite not even noticing Hookah as a possibility. So tied things up here 6-6. It's looking close here from both sides. ookers now on the defensive side, and that's where that Sage can become really, really handy to slow down pushes.
So that util being utilized over towards that long area, FPL-C. Not making out too much noise. But after that slow orb, still nothing for them yet. I mean, just a great idea, period, to pull out that wall from Cairo. Good read overall. Could have gone worse, but the read works. Gotta take those. Still that owl drone. Double owl drone going back and forth. Cairo now over towards long. He has nothing else to cover himself up. Still has a little bit of armor too. Sev trying to help out. What a spray, taking out Scourge. Still 2 and long trying to make their way through. That cloud burst does not cover up enough. Instead, it's Mina over in mid getting another kill. And Scuba, the only person alive from the long approach, can just continue to just keep rotting away at the 1v1s. Great kill onto Mina. More players in Hookah. He's trying to get an angle in.
30 seconds left.
He's more or less revealed at least 2 players, but this is just so difficult for Scuba. What a hold from ookers thus far, man.
Yeah, super strong, and even with Scuba in a 1v3, it's not the issue of can he get the kills, it's does he have the bullets. He only had 19 left, but yeah, early wall coming out from Cairo to establish control, and you could see kind of what they were going for on the opposite side as well. 3-player stacks for today's side, taking very passive angles, not showing too much presence to kind of show FPL-C like, okay, maybe most of our players have put a lot of pressure towards that B side. Full hookah control with Seb sitting behind the box. He had a cam up as well. So ookers with a quick establishment of, okay, this wall is going to be probably the most detrimental thing, and wherever we throw it, we're going to have full control of. And they had full control towards B-Long, and FPL-C weren't quick enough to react. So things have been established early on here, and now it looks like FPL-C, they know where that wall is going to be thrown. They're going to look elsewhere to get control, and it seems to be this time it'll be Showers, as 3 players still stacked up here on A.
So watch out for JMO. He wants to go for a dash. Indeed, he goes for it. Cloudburst up front, and he's just trying to get a cheeky one in the back of sight. Instead, it's Trill lining up the judge, which is, I think... What? I was about to say, getting nerfed! Mina needs to get nerfed. Was that a 360? Look, man, today's games have been so weird thus far, but if we're seeing literally Mina trying to go for a clip and it's only half caught, you know we're cursed, Sully.
We gotta see this back.
That was a 360 through and through.
He bounces up, and then he just clicks, That's crazy. Okay, Mina. That's...
I love Mina.
One way to kick it off. All right, then, Mina. Nice little 360, and it's ookers who find themselves in a super confident start, and look at the pressure. They're not letting go at all. Recon bolt, shock dart, nades, everything expended down towards Bima to get this control. Look at the crunch. They've even gone for it. They know they forced them out towards long because of the pressure through A short, and the pressure out towards mid, and it should be a double for Sev, but it's not going to work away from Mina. Physic looking for a trade in a 4v4.
Nobody wrapping in long, but instead it's going to be FPL-C. It's teleporting away, and everyone from ookers is caught with their pants down. Nobody is rotated back into their spawn. ookers went too deep, too deeply invested into their idea of flanking behind in short. It was a great idea. It was a great read. But does it work? Absolutely not. Still 4-on-4. Ookers. Every single player for them is coming back over towards the defender spawn in FPL-C. Currently in pretty good post-plant positions. One over towards short, one in bathroom, two towards U-Haul. Mina can drop from long. Nobody is watching the drop. It's a crossfire in U-Haul. It's just so dangerous. Mina actually going for the defuse, at least tapping it down. There's a Nebula back in bathroom that nobody can peek from. Skirt, what a position. And as the Nebula goes down, what just happened? The Spectres, they all just combined at the same exact time, getting the kills needed to give Ookers the round. And I have, honestly, Sully, no clue what just happened.
I can kind of comprehend what went down, and I want to say that it was Ookers double, triple swinging angles that weren't held by a crossfire, right? So the idea from FPL-C, when I saw that alarm bot go down in that nanostorm, was okay, they're going to take a very passive approach. They're not going to take early fights, right? They're not going to try and anticipate where they're going to be rotating from. They're just going to sit back and play the post plant. But no one was in a position to support one another, so I think that's how Ookers were able to abuse that situation and somehow slip through, take double swings, and win fights even with just Spectres. So FPL-C, you said it was a good read from both sides. FPL-C made that rotation, Ookers made the early push. I am flabbergasted how Ookers were able to make that retake happen, and it's put FPL-C back on an eco round. And while they are lined up for an A take, it's the way that this game has been going for Ookers that kind of gives me a lot of confidence that they should be able to lock this down. They've got the guns and they've got the positioning.
Drill in a great position though, could be able to farm up a couple of frags. Still waiting out for these crosses. Sev at the same exact position, still getting up that damage. Who on earth put up a turret at that point? Nice job on the fly. Getting that down, but also the turret up. Still Sev getting another kill. Trill with another. Odorous has to line up a couple to really make this round worth it, but it's not going to happen. Spike goes down, so a little bit extra cash in the hands of FPL-C, but Ookers doing a good job not expending not only too many bodies, but also holding on to these ultis, because now Sully, look at him. 4 ultis lined up for them going into this next very crucial round.
Yeah, and they can spread those amongst these next couple rounds whenever they feel like they need it. Hunter's here can use for post point. Cosmic Divide can be used right before an anticipated execution. Neural Theft can be used off of single kill and maybe a late round or a late stage of a round to figure out what's going on. Showstopper for retake. Use it, I would say, amongst these next couple of rounds. Obviously, the ultimates are now building up for FPL-C, so we get to a point in time where we're going to see ults on ults on ults. But for now, it's just going to be a full buy for both sides. Cairo has been the one elected to take the operator. Taking a quick peek down towards long, and it's the same thing we saw from FPL-C on their defensive half. They're going to choose their fights, which map control they want. And in this instance, they're definitely winning the fight for map control. They've got both showers and long in their back pockets, so they can do what they want with that map control and that information. Wow, I love that. The cam fake. With a cam being there, I don't think if you're an attacking player, you expect someone to be under the cam. That's a really good fake.
Potentially so.
Oh my goodness.
I like that.
I think it'll actually work because they just check for the cam in the close right.
That's crazy. That is some insane mind games, and you're right.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we talk about all the time, you know, angles that people should never expect. And of course, they work for a one and done. That angle just might work, but nobody is in bathroom to try to take it on, Sully. It's so unfortunate. We might see that a little bit later, though. Certainly that same setup can come out, but instead, it's a very quick setup over towards short, and it works out for FPL-C. The spike is down.
Oh
Sev gets a kill back over towards bathroom, and that's still a wide swing. That wasn't exactly needed. Physic with a shock dart. That's a whole lot of damage. 13 HP left on Sev. The rest of Ookers actually rotating back over towards defender spawn. Mina up close and personal, getting a kill back with that showstopper. Still down to just about 25 HP. Cairo with a fake. Nova pulls up front. Gravity Well at the same exact time. And not only that, but a Cosmic Divide covering up short. And Physic right through the Cosmic Divide takes down Trill. But at the same time, too, it is a defuse of the spike. Pure chaos. But the last 2 players remaining off that post plant, they had no way to fight that, Sully. Well done off the retake.
I am still truthfully thinking about that showers play and the implications it's had. And I don't want to dive too deep into it. That still, I think that cam alone maybe scared off FPL-C or kind of giving them
scared
assurance.
off the approach.
Yeah, so
you know, it scared off the approach, but it still works. You know, they still got that spike down.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, well, I'm not going to dive too much into it. Maybe we have a moment, but
Right.
the cam presence alone is like, okay, we don't need to clear out showers. There should be no one there, but unfortunately, with that control and with the get control taken away, J-Mo dashing straight forward isn't able to find it, and in the backside mode, Chilla's trying to gun players down, but hold on, wait a second, 2v2, TPs are in, and they know at least for one is guaranteed. It's going to be a crunch from both Spawn and Hookah.
Okay, and Trill is already, he wants to go quick, and Scourge is there. No way. Sev is caught right in the middle of a grab wall. Well placed from Scuba. Dude, on the fly, this round was recreated. FPL-C essentially, I mean, they had to build themselves back up in a very quick instant. 7-11. Didn't really expect this. That round seemed to be in the hands of ookers, especially from that approach. That Sage Wall, if it had gone up any earlier, one player would not have been dead, and also that updraft may not have happened. Still, what a round.
J-Mo's now going to take up the operator after being so useful in taking all of that space. I mean, on the flip side, they still have that showstopper, that double blast back to work with. But look at this. They want to use the blast back here. They could get a free kill on Mina, who's already vulnerable. Takes a swing. Scuba not able to win his fight. And I'm going to say the Boomba goes out. Unfortunately, doesn't get anything. I was going to say Boomba goes out, create a little bit of space, but they just get gunned down. And now Trill, who is still here, caught off guard by J-Mo, puts Sev in a 1v4, and on the other side of the map, they are walking their way into the A site.
FPL-C looking real good this round. So that whole interaction over on the B site was essentially ookers almost like lining up for FPL-C. Although we saw 4 players go down in relatively uniform positions, individual interactions, 1v1 by 1v1, trade after trade. FPL-C denied all of it. Very well done. Seb is now the last person remaining in 1v4. Best thing he can do, Sully, is of course save. Potentially get a couple of exits. His cash is fine. Ookers overall in terms of economy, I think is fine. But that was definitely quite a momentum shift, I think.
100%. Not just momentum-wise, but economically as well. If they were able to hunt down this last player,
if they are able to hunt him down, then that would be good.
But it doesn't look like they're going to get it regardless, though. 2 rounds in a row where everyone's gone down for ookers. They've been able to keep their credits up so far, but that's with at least dispersing around in between the win streak of FPL, or apologies, of ookers, or of FPL-C. So now you can kind of see guns have had to be dropped. They can find themselves possibly a 9th tier FPL-C, reset the economy of ookers, and here's an opportunity where they could bring this to possibly either 13-11 or even overtime. So we'll just have to wait and see. Don't want to call it too preemptively. Operators on both sides now. No early engagement's going to happen. And FPL-C taking a little bit more of a passive approach. Kairo's taking a long-range angle. That operator, no early fights down and towards showers or long. So for now, it's ookers who have a huge upper advantage just by being able to get all this space that FPL-C, or apologies, that ookers have elected not to take.
Scanning ahead.
Early on to the round, Hunter's Fury back up forward short, certainly knocking on a little bit of damage. Not really substantial to take away any sort of pressure from that Ooker side on A, though. Because look at this. That early Hunter's Fury does leave kind of a facade that this third person is still on A. It's a very fast rotation, and it's an even faster play.
Goodness.
That showstopper sniping away Seb over in the corner. And not only that, but Mina going down in a heap. 3 more players remaining now for ookers, and they're all over towards that defensive side. FPL-C has full control. Again, something very quick and clean is something that we've been missing overall in this game, and it happens finally with FPL-C here on the A site. Trill is still trying to prod away and potentially U-Haul, see if he can get a pick there. But FPL-C, they have a lockdown, they have Cosmic Divide, all too good for this post plan. The round is theirs. It's 11-9.
Thankfully, ookers have made, I'd say, the smart decision of, okay, we've definitely lost this round. Let's not even try and go for exits. If anyone wants to push defender spawn, we'll gladly take them. But keeping these 3 guns, had they maybe gone down to 1 player alive, or had they maybe gone down to 2, investments would be very heavy. And I said in the previous round is that if FPL-C can win this round and take away ookers guns, there's a chance where they bring it from 9 to 10 to possibly even 11 with the financial reset that ookers incur. But because they keep that many players alive, investments aren't going to be as heavy. 3 players can drop 2 players fairly easy. So thankfully, we still have a rifle v rifle round. At FPL-C, you mentioned it, we haven't had anything really quick and easy from either side in FPL-C. They just made that one really, really simple. I think the idea was, the Hunter Shear has been used. That show is going to play deep back into the middle of A site. You just need to clear the close angles, and with that showstopper, they were able to do so effectively.
That's a very complicated way to explain haha double satchel showstopper Omega lol. That was a great round overall from FPL-C, but they can still keep going, and this switches things up, doesn't it? Barely a gap from that wall, and ookers, I mean, ookers didn't even take a moment to like look at the wall or anything, just went through.
Yeah, and that's the Sage revive gone, that's the operator down, that's the weakened A site. So
oh man,
FPL-C are hoping that with that 1 kill, they're going to try and reinforce the A site, and they've even left a lurk there, but instead, it's still a 3-player stack. Cosmic Divide goes out, Mochilla uses the recon bolt, sees nobody's pushed out, so they are still expecting possibly the save play. And with Scuba connecting onto Trill, the rotation has been confirmed that they are walking their way into A once more.
Yeah, well done, ookers. Sticking around in bathroom, sticking around for his moment of shine, and this is definitely it. Taking away a 2nd player, taking out Mina. Still 2 players back up towards heaven. Sev is about to be that first contact, but a Nebula right in his face. ookers getting himself yet another kill. That's a 3rd for him. It's still chasing Sev right behind the Nebula, and yeah, that boy hungry. Almost getting himself yet another one. But instead, Sev still alive. Wants to escape with this rifle, really escape with any sort of dignity, as now ookers, they're starting to really slip away this entire game. 10-11, Sully. That is 4 rounds in a row.
And now we've got even a timeout called in by FPL-C to kind of figure out what exactly do they want to do, right? You've gotten to this point where now it's just a 1-round difference. ookers are 100% going to make a switch up, and I think that's what they're probably anticipating, at least from the FPL-C side. And that round in particular, again, it feels like FPL-C are finally hitting their stride. Great read. They leave that 1 late lurk from ookers to kind of figure out, okay, after I got that kill in the showers, are ookers over-rotating? Are they bringing players from the B site over? Because with that Cosmic Divide, FPL-C have got no idea if players are rotating, and it's up to ookers to relay that information. And with Trill finding that kill in towards showers, they already had long control there, FPL-C. That you take the TP, ookers has got such a forward position to clear out the rest of the site. It's a free A site take, which they've done now 2 rounds in a row, catching ookers off of the rotation.
Absolutely, really stunting. Really, what patterns are actually going down. But this timeout, Sully, is not only good to kind of just get yourself an organized strat going for the next round, but almost certainly just get your team back in order in terms of mental. Bro, you just won 5 rounds in a row, and you just lost 4. How does that happen? It's such a huge momentum swing.
Right.
This moment is just all that they need to potentially just get themselves back on track. Let's see what they can try to pull off early, though. They do have Mina over towards Hookah. He was thinking about something a little bit crazy, but nothing is going to formulate. Instead, it's just early run formalities. Lots of early smokes, though. Kind of unexpected that deep into bathroom.
Oh, I like this reaction, or at least anticipation from both sides. You clear out showers with the recon bolt. If you're FPL-C, you expect a reaction either towards B or either towards short, and they are anticipating any push to retake this map control. But ookers are truthfully giving nothing to them. Nobody has decided to push for regaining of map control. And with FPL-C using this slow utility to clear these angles out, they are realizing ookers are just sitting back on site. They're playing a lot more timid, and it's up to a burst play, I feel like, to get onto the site. 2 players, 3rd now posted up here as Sev makes that rotation. FPL-C, who have only temporarily cleared out showers, now have to retake this area. And that's up to the coordination, and unfortunately, ookers looks the wrong way. Back turn to Cairo, and that's another opening.
Ooh, Sev! Almost knocking down 3 bowling pins there, but it was Cairo. Take away the split. Still 1 more player remaining. Physic again. This is finally it for ookers, huh? Right player, right time, right situation. It was FPL-C not exactly capitalizing on most of their high-tempoed positions or situations. There's like 15 seconds left. Trying to knock in a big kill, but instead looks a way to try to take down the recon bolt, and ookers are just one round away from dodging a huge disaster.
It's clean as well, where the main concern, at least for myself, was even if ookers win this next round, how many players did he keep alive? What does the economy look like after that? And thankfully, keeping 4 alive, there are guaranteed no worries. Now, FPL-C, they've really been holding on to ookers' lockdown. Like, they have not used it for the past 4 rounds that he's been able to hold on to it. So, when does that come into effect? When did they decide, okay, let's make an exit happen and let's use the lockdown? We saw this wall go up in the first round, and now we're going to see it here again. That is a beautiful grab wall to try and take a first pick here, and they're even going to get some space. Jamo with a free pick, and Cairo, he's up close. He's got to use the shotgun, and he's good for at least the first.
Oh my god, and Mochilla still covering the corner. He's still gonna go. Scuba finally takes down Cairo. Mochilla with a trade back, make it a third. ookers